area on the chart without having to say it. Just put a number, 95%.
I think that's great.
Yeah.
Don't even talk about it. Just put a 95% CI and an arrow towards the gray box and be done with it. And if someone wants to ask you about it, they can ask you about it later.
Yeah.
But you've presented what it is, but you don't have the time
To
to describe it.
Okay.
And it's not an easy concept, so
Yeah, that's why I was just like,
right?
okay.
And if you really wanted to, you could take mini pictures of your seals and put them at the top of each
To
graph
remind
to
people.
remind people which is which. So just extra help for your audience.
You're gonna hate me for this. But why can't you put all 4 of those graphs on one? That way the viewer can go flip from air to water right away instead of having to wait for the next
It's just
slide.
I feel like the graphs would be too small.
But they're all relatively the same, right? They're all relatively flat lines. Is that true? So they're saying the
varying
same
a little
thing.
bit, but it's saying the same thing, but it's kind of like wanted to like emphasize it on its own slide so that it can get the attention.
But
I
if
feel like you kind of diminish it if it's all in the
If I
same.
see a trend here in water, and then I knew that the previous slide was air, I can't go back to it. If they're all on the same slide, I can flip back and forth right away.
Having 6 graphs on one slide.
You
No,
just air and water.
just
Air and
zero
water.
temp.
You
Okay.
could start with this so that everyone can see it, and the next slide you can shrink these down and put air right underneath it.
As a build.
So you're building. So you can say these two are what we just saw. Here's now air.
Because you can imagine if there is an effect, a strong negative effect of water temperature on harbor seal counts, but then there is a strong positive effect on air temperature on what, then that would be super interesting to know, right? And you'd be able to want to see them at the same time. And go, whoa, what's going on? That's really cool. They're doing different things. The fact that you don't have a strong signal in either of them makes that less, but people are going to be asking that question anyway, like Jim was. It's like, how does water temperature and air temperature interact with one another to influence that? So I would try it. If it's too small and it's not visually effective, then break it back down. Right. There's a lot of trial and error in this. If it doesn't work, you toss it and you go back to what you had.
I'll see how it fits.
Yeah.
Did you mention the time as far as, I know you said morning, afternoon, evening, but I think that that's like the 0500 to 1000, I think that
1000.
1000, thank you. I know I said that wrong. As soon as I said it, I was like, shoot. I just like, for somebody who doesn't like regularly apply military time, like that number confused me right there. Even though I know you recommended putting it on there, I just think that it needs to be emphasized.
It's
I-
not
You did
military
say-
time, it's 24-hour time.
That's not, is that like not the proper way
Just
to
an hour way of counting time, so I
And
can't
also
go
don't say
like
that.
the rest of the world.
This is
500 to 5.
Yeah.
Oh, 500 to 10. Who's
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody else
The other thing is just like with your
Outside
graphs
of the US.
with all the points, the y-axes need to match. In this and in the other
I was gonna
graphs,
say like
Outside of
grade seal
the US,
count, I'll
like,
keep the same.
Yep.
y-axes.
So if you put
Yeah,
outside of the
Harvard.
US, don't use AM and PM?
Right, because I think that's one of your main points here too, right? I mean, you've got on average 300 harbor seals and only 200 gray seals in the morning, right? That's a big difference,
Yeah.
right? That's a biologically interesting thing from this. It's not the fact that I mean, it is also interesting that they don't change for harbor seals over time of day, but they do for gray seals. But it's also, you've got a difference between harbor seals and gray seals. It just shows, back to your other slide, that harbor seals are different than gray seals, right? And this shows that that's actually the case.
Yeah.
But you need to make the axes, the y-axes the same.
That's what both.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, Kyla said that.
And sample sizes on each of your bars, because if your sample sizes are dramatically different, people are gonna wanna know.
Oh, for each, for like the end value?
Yeah, so how many observations do you have in the morning for
Morning.
harbor seals? How many do you have for afternoon? Because if one of them's 3 and one of them's 400, then it's gonna change people's interpretation of what that is.
Actually, do we even need to have morning, afternoon, evening, and just replace it with the times?
Because it says time of day. So you could put 0500 to, you could replace morning with the actual time.
And then you can put in there the sample size that Chris suggested.
Yeah. Now we're getting to personal preference. I
Right.
think people are much more, it's easy to think about morning,
Morning,
afternoon,
yes.
That's,
evening.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It's just, I think most of the audience will get it. I was fuck, what time is
Yeah,
1500?
you're making them do more work.
Then you lost them.
You're making them do more
I
work.
agree. I thought that was a number.
Alright, we need to go rapid, we're already way over
Miss.
here.
Great, looks beautiful.
Fun, good. Y-axis,
Yep.
that was good.
Is there a significant difference? Did you do the stats
We
to
don't,
see?
we don't.
Okay,
we're not.
I'm just asking.
Can you go back to that slide
We
again?
should make an announcement for the,
No,
You need to
no.
identify what those brackets are. Is that 95% coverage limit or is
Means of
that?
error. Are they
Standard
standard error?
Yes, they're for all the
Yeah,
graphs.
so you can write that somewhere, you can say it.
Okay.
Yeah, just put it in, just stick it in there and then you don't have to say it. And if you forget it, it's up there.
Yep.
If you say it, great, and if you don't, it's there.
Okay. This.
That, well, you see.
We had a capitalization issue.
If you want to lead this back to your opening slide, and we were pointing out the possible lack of data for seal census. And not only do you need to get the data, but you need to make sure that the data are collected at the right time of day and
Yeah.
with little disturbance in order to make them consistent from one time to another, from one observer to another. Do not mention the sharp pinner. First of all, it's not a sharp pinner. A pinner means it sends a signal out. This is the receiver that receives the signal. And nobody needs to know that those things are out there. Keep that in there, monitor it for sharp. Don't tell people about it.
Don't tell people about it.
Jim doesn't want his secret project to be known.
And also again, the capitalization issue.
Actually, I tried to mention this as the Gulf of Maine is warming, sharks may enter the region, so then you potentially monitor
Yeah.
for that's it.
Great.
Connect. Period.
Yeah,
That's a connection.
I wanted to keep that in there because I like the
No, it's fine.
relevance. It was
Just don't
just
say that we got receivers out there.
That's how
You
it
can
says.
say we get an intern snorkel the island.
Capitalization.
Um,
Capitalization. For every single slide. All of it.
Cool.
I have one more comment. Can you go back to your, sorry,
No.
2 slides back, I think. Yep. So you've got I'm just looking at lobster boats versus none. That's 250 to, that's a 10 to 15% decline due to vessel activity. That's dramatic. That's a big deal, right? So that's hey, vessels have a noticeable disturbance. It drops the number of animals by 15% that are on a haul out.
Yep.
That's a real tangible result that people should take away from that. You haven't done the stats and that's okay, but that's, I mean, it's, you look at it, it's like, that's a non-trivial effect.
And I would say for everyone, when you talk about things, they're greater than, they decline, they're increasing, they're decreasing, you can throw in numbers like that for emphasis by like, how much? Help your audience, like, yeah. But I'm honestly, I don't really agree with y-axis very much unless I'm really interested in the actual number. So I rely on the presenters.
And this
to
is
help
where
that stuff.
your emphasis and your attitude of presenting, it's like, look at that, this is a big deal, right? 15% decline due to boat traffic. And then everyone's like, oh, right, that's a big deal, right? If you say, look, the boats decrease abundance a little bit on the haul out. Versus they dramatically reduce the number of seals by more than 50%.
Then you hammer that home in your last slide.
And your last slide.
But again, actions have to be equal.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Awesome.
Alright.
That's great.
Thank you.
Good job, Jen.